Alright, plain and simple. You are a student, and that's why there are teachers. Society made us believe that we are students. We are constant learners. We are unfinished. We are broken, and that we need to be fixed. And society gave us goalposts. You know, we look at society, we see people working in offices, we see people on television, on Instagram, and we see goalposts. We see how, we look at how did these people go there, and we, you know, choose some paths. We go to college, we go to, different places to become worthy of those places that are inside the society. And society would teach us. There are teachers, but that is only because we believe that we are students. We believe that we have, so much to learn. And learning is possible, but learning is not possible by way of a teacher and a student and teacher giving it and the teacher giving it to the student. It's not possible that way. Learning is an individualistic process. This is the truth. Like, look at anything you have learned. The learning was possible only because you were at a place where you were maybe receptive, where your talents aligned, and where you were, open to what might come out of this, and then you brought your attention to it, and somehow you were able to access a place where you already know, and that's how the learning happened. You almost accessed a place where the learning was done, and that's how it happened. Your teacher didn't push you there because he cannot do that. In order for learning to happen, there is this complex web of things. There is this, almost mystical process that is inside you, and I cannot see that. No, experienced master teacher can see that. A master teacher would also be like, learning how to be able to inspire someone to learn. And that's why he would be a master teacher. He would be a master. He would be free of the desire to teach, because the desire to teach would make a teacher not be able to teach. The desire to teach, the want to teach, and the belief that he can teach you something, he can give you knowledge, and he can make you better would prevent him to teach. And you, as the student, believing that you can learn something while hearing, you learn something, and like you believe that you're broken and you're not whole, and then you would be whole, you would become something after you learn. This desire would, only this desire would, be the prevention of in front of the learning. What the fuck? Prevention in front of the learning. I mean, I'm saying is that the belief that you will learn something and then you would get somewhere will prevent you from learning. That's it. Plain and simple. Because learning, when it becomes a means to an end, you will learn to get a degree. You will get a degree to get money. You will get money to go to vacation. You will go to vacation to go to the office more fresh. You will go to the office more fresh to become better at your career. You become better at your career to get more money. Your life would become means, and you would never have the ends. That is why, if you are trying to learn to get somewhere, it will not work. The learning will not happen. You would be, memorizing your lines. You would be repeating these affirmations, and you would be signaling to others that you know. That's also another want. You want social status, and that's why you learn. If I read more books, then I can tell people how many books I have read, and I can like quote some writers, and then I would have some social status. But what happened here? Did I learn anything? Was I able to receive the art in that? Or I was trying, you know, desperately to go through that book so that I go to that book club and so that I, you know, say some poetic stuff and that people will look at me and people will think highly of me. Can you believe how much drive this gives us? And there is nothing wrong with that. You can be driven by social status. We are all driven by social status if we're playing this game of society, right? We're playing it. I am playing this societal game. I'm on YouTube, right? And you are on YouTube. We're deep into this game. There's nothing wrong with that. But being right and wrong and the truth are like exclusive. This doesn't this they don't go hand in hand. It doesn't change the fact that society is a myth and all it's telling are lies does not change the fact that I am living it, and it does not directly make this wrong. Truth does not care about right and wrong. And you know, as long as like immediately after I, you know, open my eyes to this world as a baby, I see my parents. I see my parents who are trying to do their best, looking outside to learn about parenthood. And this is like like there are parents who would like never think about how how do I, you know, how do I help this child grow? And you know they will fuck the kids up. But it doesn't change the fact that when a parent goes out and asks how do I parent better and you know comes in and does that to the child, that is another form of fuckery. I mean, parents can molest their childs and parents can parent their childs. The fact that there's parenting is the reason that we become students in life. We become like default students. We go out into this world like nothing. We don't have any value. We don't have anything. Like, and we're desperately trying to build that value. We're desperately trying to become someone in this societal game. And that is not bad. But what if I don't want that? Do I really want that? Do I really want to spend my life as a fucking student, looking outside, trying to learn what's best for me, trying to understand how I would be whole, and trying to, you know, find that find that state where I can really start living? Wherever I look, I feel my mind tells me that I am less. Wherever I look, do I really want to play this game? And even the people, you know, who seem like they have figured out everything and they're like teaching you stuff. You know, people who have money, who have status, people who you admire, they're also fucking students. They seem like they have figured everything out. But you know, they shit too, they get triggered, they suffer in their relationships, and they go to therapy. And when they look at the mirror, they will see asymmetries. They would see that they're old. They would have insecurities too. So they are also on the path of learning. I mean, learning as in a means to an end. And the only reason that that guy is a teacher is that you are a student. You are very content being a student. You love it. You love to play this game. Because if you are a student, then you are on a constant quest. Then you are, you know, enjoying the process. Then you are a constant learner. Then you are humble and you are, you know, always looking for something, always seeking. All of these things you want to have in your character, this character you're playing is getting, you know, pleasure out of these things. You're getting pleasure out of staying a student. You're getting pleasure out of not being whole. Because then you have a lifetime of things to do. And what if you were whole? What if you were whole and you were even free of doing anything? Can you understand how scary is that? Can you understand for a human being it is so scary to have a silent period, to have a period of not doing anything. What would the mind tell you if you're not doing anything? What will the mind tell you if you're silent on a Saturday evening, not outside, not doing anything fun? What would the mind tell you? It would tell you that you are wasting your life. You're wasting. You could be doing something productive. And that is why there are teachers around the world. There are teachers in society. Society is one big teacher, and it will tell you to fill your life, fill your days up with things, productive things, things to learn about, and then you would become like you will accumulate so much, and you would become this personality that is like highly regarded. This is the only reason. And being a student is an unconscious vote for this game. There is nothing wrong with this game. You can play this game. This is a game. If this is a game, this is, this can be a fun experiment. And this is not something small. How subtle this is, how powerful this is, how it makes us believe that it is real and it is the only thing that is real. The truth is, there are every day millions of lessons thrown at your way. Every day, thousands of teachers come out and promise you that you would become whole if you work with them. The reason that society has a hold on you, the reason is that you believe that you are a student, that you are not complete, and you need to accumulate knowledge from the outside, and maybe you would be able to become complete, and then you will start living. Tell me. Tell me if you do not think this is true. Tell me if you do not think, if you're not playing this game. There are teachers because we are students, and that is the truth.